friend asked me recently, what are you excited about this summer? And without a moment's hesitation, I said the summer of sport ahead. Euro 2020, Wimbledon back after 2 years, and the Olympics. And each of those are exciting for different reasons, aren't they? What a tournament we've had so far with Euro 2020. And win or lose, we should be proud, whether we're Welsh, Scottish or English. The Olympics coming, all those inspiring stories of success that we're going to see. But at the start of the Euro 2020 tournament, this is what Gareth Southgate wrote in an inspiring letter. It has been an extremely difficult year. Everyone in this country has been directly affected by isolation and loss, and we've all seen countless examples of heroism and sacrifice. It's given us all a new understanding of the fragility of life and what really matters. When you think of the grand scheme of things, perhaps football doesn't seem so important. And what I want to speak about today is much bigger than football. As we go into this summer, I know that there'll be a lot of emotion tied up in the Euros and in this England team. I can't possibly hope to speak for an entire country, but I'd like to share a few things with you as we begin this journey. Are you ready for his inspiring letter? I'm not going to read the rest of it, but that introduction gives a little insight into the bigger things of life beyond sport. Yes, that was the most exciting thing for me this summer coming, but there's so much more off the back of the hard year we've had. To be inspired, to realise the bigger picture of life and the fragility of life. This is also what he said later in his letter. I tell the players that when you go out there in this shirt, you have the opportunity to produce moments that people will remember forever. Moments people will remember forever. That's what inspiration's all about, and that's the pressure on the shoulders of the England team, of the Olympians this summer, of the Wimbledon players, of any sports, or maybe your child that you watch playing sport, or maybe yourself as you conduct whatever interest you get on with and do for the sake of enjoyment or the entertainment of others. But sadly, along with success comes failure. Loss and defeat is a part of life. There can only be one winner, and this is an issue that is all too familiar for many in society. And I think as a Christian, it's a topic that I had to become familiar with managing. How do I, as a Christian, enjoy competitive sport and yet lose with dignity and be humble in my successes? How do you cope in life when you lose? That's the bigger question. That's almost the question that Gareth Southgate poses. There's so much more than just a football tournament at stake. There are memories that may last forever. But what if your life, let alone sport, feels like it is full of not success, but failure? How do you cope when you don't win? How do you cope when you lose? What if you don't pass the exam? What if you don't get the job at your interview? What if you don't have the career development? And if your relationship fails? How do you manage the crushing news of cancer? How do you deal with it when your child rejects you? How do we cope when we lose in life? Sport is one arena to learn in, and that's why I love it, because it builds and develops us as characters in a way that many other areas of life it's very hard to. But as a Christian, I find my comfort in the gospel, in the good news about Jesus, because what we find is that Jesus appears to be defeated. He appears to lose. And in fact, critics might say, well, where was God on that day when Jesus hung on a cross? And it appeared that the Romans won because they put him there, and the Jews won because they proclaimed crucify him, and Jesus died. How do we believe in a God that allows the death of his supposed beloved son? Wasn't the cross the biggest example of failure? And yet I take my comfort in that, because it means that Jesus understands defeat. Jesus understands the loss of life off the back of betrayal and rejection and denial and suffering and crucifixion. But the good news is that in that moment of weakness, that the Bible and the Gospels tell us that came the greatest moment of triumph. Indeed, a moment that will live in the memories for people forever. Because what followed the crucifixion was 3 days later, the resurrection. And from the death of Jesus comes the life, the raising up into life, the defeat of sin and evil. And instead the victory of love and the forgiveness to those who have faith in Jesus. So as a Christian, I look to a Saviour that appeared to have been defeated, but instead won the greatest victory. And so I can have hope, because the Saviour that I know is one that has experienced rejection, has experienced loss and failure, and by doing that has enabled me to win. So even when in life there may be a failed exam or a failed job interview or the news of some sort of illness, it's okay. Because I have a Saviour that is one that has won the greatest victory, which means I don't have to win in every area of life. It's okay to lose. It's okay to, on the surface, fail. Because actually life isn't about winning in everything we do. It's about knowing that God is with us in those moments that are really hard in life. When we fail an exam, when we don't get the job progression, when we find ourselves impacted by ill health or broken relationships, we can take heart and hope in a God who is with us.